Okay, so this will be my second video recording today. It should make me a little bit more comfortable. But what I want to do in this video is I want to sketch how I'm doing at the moment and how I think so that we can identify a starting position and see how this improves, basically. I want to make this the main form of content on this channel. So what am I doing to improve my life? Because there is some improving to do, at least in how I perceive things and how much I do during the day. Those two broad points would be the focus. So how am I doing? I guess we should start in the past. Building up to this moment, what happened is that at the end of the epidemic, during the phase that the vaccine just got released, I had severe issues, mentally mostly. It started off with a severe sense of anxiety, and not necessarily general, although it developed to that point. It was mostly focused around social situations. So any social situation would make me very, very uncomfortable. How I would explain it is there is some, it's this gut feeling, but of severe pressure on it. It's very uncomfortable. You feel a lot heavier in a way. And that developed since I kept on engaging with people, because I had to for school and other situations. I was also interacting with a girl I liked. It caused a lot of pressure, and that's how my anxiety developed to general fear, or in general anxiety about myself and my future, and what was I supposed to do at that point. I felt like I was going insane because of the amount of thinking that I was doing, and how unstoppable and uncontrolled those thinking patterns were too, and how they lean to the negative. More than that, yeah. That really, yeah, that left its mark. It is just that has been the most been the most difficult thing I've ever gone through. I would say that I've gone through hell. At least in my experience. So that improved eventually. I did get a new psychologist who I really like. She's very good at what she does, and she helps me help myself. But the things that I talked about socially, school-wise, and the girl that I was talking about, that went. Sadly enough, I couldn't really fight for what I wanted, and had to show and expose myself in ways that I would have wanted for people not to see, but they've seen it, so it's okay. But yeah, odd behavior, odd reactions, ditching on people. My life was ruled by my fear, and luckily we came through that. I found distractions in ways that are not that good, and ways that did improve the situation for the long term. And I've been working on that since. But what I got confronted with the situation with the girl again. I re-engaged. At least we had contact a lot more than I expected we would after what happened. She moved to the city that I live in, where we both study, and yeah, that led to interactions that were not necessarily healthy also for me. I understand now that we want different things, which is okay, that I came to accept. But there were too many question marks for me to deal with. A lack of clarity. She wasn't transparent at all, and afraid, to be honest, I think. But that hurt a lot, and that caused me to 3 weeks ago go off the cliff again, in a way that I had severe problems with being followed by my thoughts again, and especially the darker ones that weren't pleasant. I cried a lot, especially in the mornings, and especially when outside by myself. I felt an extreme form of anger towards her. Anger because I don't understand her completely. Last time we talked, I had the feeling that I finally got to know her in a way, and that I got to know her better, but I understand her less. And anger is something that I don't experience a lot, so that was something new, or at least something that was pretty new to me to deal with. And I think I did deal with it properly, only it does still make me a little bit miserable, since I sort of blame myself for it, as in this narrative of not being good enough, not only for her but for this world. And that's an awful thing to say to yourself. So in reaction to this, I started with this project. I figured if I cannot get the self-esteem through myself, I would do something that is bigger than me. And this is it. Yesterday I had a talk with my psychologist, and she asked the important questions, and I noticed that there is a lot that I still need to work on, in the sense of me, in my how I guide my mind, or how the mind guides me. I think that's a way of putting it. I think it's a very good way of putting it, I guess. It led to a lot of emotion, especially talking about myself, and this brought up this very deep dissatisfaction that I have with myself. And all the other negative emotions connected to it. So, to give an initial answer to how I'm doing, it's tough. But I want to change something. So, what I decided after this phase of, let's call it a mental breakdown, I talked with my parents about me reducing the workload towards school. I wanted to give myself a little bit more time, and that was a very hard decision. But my psychologist again helped me through verifying my ideas and especially my reaction to reducing the workload towards school. Because I just want to focus on some things that are also important to me. Me. and how I could build up or get some wins to build up some self-esteem. In reflecting on what I just said in the past recording, I do notice that I missed out on something important. It's sort of connected to the big decision or reaction that I tried to explain in the last part. Something I also decided to do is to really reduce the amount of social contact that I have. That is seeing people and calling with people. Seeing people because I tend to have too much fun and there's nothing to celebrate for. So at the moment I want to keep that to a minimum. And also calling, just because of the time that it takes me. I do talk a lot and I do care and check up on people. And that can lead to intense, detailed personal conversations, which I love, but at the same time, I might be checking up on too many people. So, in my steps towards improving it, my situation state, I wrote down this social graph of the people that I know and do think about, and decided on who I want to include in my life and who I want to gradually get to know less. This is something big for me because I don't know, my social world is so fucking important to me. It's unbelievable. It's sad that it is true, but I just want to move away from this validation that I crave or need, or and then get this form of self-esteem through myself intrinsically, and that's why I want to distance from that group or the group that I know. So to clarify, there are people that I don't want to see anymore or wouldn't put any effort in anymore, and the people that I want to see less. It's unbelievable how many times my mind takes me back to that decision. It's like, it's so against my own nature to do this, but I think it's a big and important step. So yeah, that was important to also put in this video. And the main focus in the coming 2 months would be finishing and learning from the subjects that I did take, which are AI and statistics. AI because I think it's interesting and I like it. Statistics because I don't. I want to get my driver's license and I want to excel in this project. This is everything at the moment. So hopefully my breaks weren't long and too frequent for you to get distracted. It's not an easy thing to communicate emotionally from the stomach instead of the mouth. But I think it's needed. I think it's the right thing to do. And this will improve. So yeah, let's see how. Okay. Thank you for watching.